Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I am Jennifer, a full-time reseller. If you've been to my channel before, I want to welcome you back. I hate doing intros. Okay, so I want to take this moment to do a little kind of ups and downs of eBay reselling. I'm always showing a lot of the ups. I'm always showing the good sales, the good scores, the good finds, all the ups. And while, yes, there's a lot of ups in having your own business and being a reseller and having control of your business and your time and all the perks of reselling and making money. Of course, that's a perk too. But I rarely share the downs, the negatives. I'm not one that wants to dwell on things that happen, whether it's negative stuff that happens or just kind of that damper in your day. I try to flip that coin as fast as I can, change my mindset, change my attitude towards the situation, and move on. Just sell more stuff, make more money, move on. That's my mindset when it comes to returns, when it comes to difficult buyers, when it comes to eBay not siding with the sellers. Because more times than not, I'm finding that eBay is 100% pro buyer and the sellers can pound sand. So there's times I feel like that. But I want to share something that happened to me yesterday, and hopefully you can still learn from this. Basically, I had a golf club, a tailor-made driver. So it was a big club with a big head. And when I box these, I have to put kind of a Franken box around the top, the head of it, because it doesn't fit into the tube. So because of that, when I measure it and I'm weighing it, I think I'm doing a good enough job. So clubs are light. I think this thing weighed like 2 pounds. So it wasn't heavy at all. It was about 40 something inches. And then I put that it was 4 by 4. And while that was the main part of the box, I didn't account for that little piece up top that was a little chunkier than the rest. So lesson learned. Yes, this probably was an error on my part, but I get a notification on my eBay account of all the charges that come through, right? You can go in and see all of your payments. You can see all of the fees. You can see all your shipping labels. You can keep track of all of it through eBay. Well, it was time for a batch post of all of my FedEx labels. Because if you didn't know this, when you buy USPS labels, the charge comes out right away from either your pending or an account that you have it tied to. FedEx and UPS doesn't bill you until the item actually ships. So it was time for FedEx to bill me for my last week or so of labels with them. And while most of them were like $14, $13, $12, like pretty reasonable, I didn't double check any of those. But then one of them was $50, $49 and change. And I'm like, I didn't ship anything FedEx for $50. So I go through my spreadsheet and it gives you the item number. So I saw what it was. It was this golf club. And I went to dispute it with eBay. That was my first spot. And they said, oh, no, we can't do anything. You have to call FedEx. Okay. And if you've ever tried to call eBay right now, it is very difficult. You have to find the certain spot on their website that says for them to call you. So, okay, they finally call me. I go through that, try to get a hold of then FedEx. And they go and they say, nope, we can't do anything. The lady talked to me like I had a third eye. She was just like, oh, well, it's eBay. You have to talk to eBay. I can't look at eBay's account. I'm like, I don't want you to look at eBay's account. I want you to look at this tracking number and tell me why you charged a $50 surcharge on this item. Oh, I was fuming at this point. Oh, man. So I hate when customer service, this is probably my biggest pet peeve, when customer service doesn't serve. When all they want to do is point the blame to somebody else. So I'm hanging out with FedEx because they say, you got to talk to eBay. Oh, okay. So in the end, I go back to eBay and they said they're going to escalate it and get a hold of FedEx and see why it was charged this. So fast forward about 12 hours later, I got an email from eBay and they actually sided with me and credited me the difference between the $50 that FedEx charged and the $13 that I was quoted that it was supposed to be. So yay to eBay for actually siding with a seller. And I asked for the reason and it said something about the dimensions, that the dimensions were off. So because it didn't match the label, they priced it on like a cubic rate. So they took the width and the length and the height and times it by something and divided it by something else and came up with this $50 calculation. All right. So my lesson is to make sure if I'm going to Frankenbox to get the largest part of the box. That's going to be your dimension. Okay, so like I said, flip the coin. Let's get to the positive. All right, lesson learned. This was Thursday sales. This is being recorded Thursday morning. I don't know when it's going to go out live, but right now it is Thursday morning, and I am packing up the orders from yesterday. I have 8 items that are going out from yesterday. Holy moly, 8 items on a Wednesday. Like, that never happens. So some of these were pretty quick sales. Some of them were pretty slow sales. So I think there's something to be learned on the random stuff that sells on eBay. So let's dig in. Okay, first one, I'm going to start with a banger. This guy sold in less than 5 hours, 6 hours. I listed it. No, it was even less than that. I'll go like 2 hours. I listed it last night. I picked it up for $10 at an estate sale. And I don't like to pay more than $10 or $15 for combo players because they're probably about a 60% success rate. There's a lot of them that don't work. Either the DVD doesn't work. Usually it's the VHS side. It'll eat my tapes. So when that happens, I want to make sure that if I'm going to write off something, it's only $10 or $15. And usually the remote will make up for that loss. So when I buy them, I always buy it with a remote. That is my number one rule now. If I'm buying a combo player, it is complete with remote. There rarely am I going to buy one without a remote. And if I do, I'm going to buy the remote. So if I'm able to get a player for like $5 and a remote is $10, I'm fine going in at $15. But I'm not going to pay $15 for one untested without a remote. So just my little rule of thumb. They also flip faster when they're complete with the remote. So this one, like I said, sold in less than 2 hours. It's actually going to a repeat buyer. Very high ratings. So they're either a reseller or they're a drop shipper. And I'm fine with either one. I'm happy to get my profits. So I paid $10, like I said, and it sold for $110 free shipping. I had it priced at $90 plus shipping, and I was talking to him, and he's like, oh, I can only do $25 for shipping, and I looked up the zip code, and it's going to cost about $25 to ship it. I think it's going to Missouri from Arizona, so we just changed the listing to $110 free shipping. He bought it. He's happy. I'll have this out this morning. Okay, so combo player. I need more space. Uggs. I got these at a garage sale maybe a month ago. They were super, super clean. Maybe worn like once or twice. They are in really good condition. And I thought Uggs held their value. These ones, for whatever reason, did not go for as much as I was hoping. So I paid $10 because they still had their box. They were in really good condition. I took an offer of $30. So after fees, I mean, it's plus shipping. So they're going to pay the shipping. But I've got to find a big box to put it in because I sold it with the box. I can't tape up this box and stick a label on it. Some people are collectors. They want to keep the box in pristine condition. So I need to get a big box to put this box in it. So, yeah, it didn't sell for as much as I was hoping, but that's all right. Okay, next goes to printer ink. These are expensive in the real world. So this last weekend, I had picked up 2 freezer bags full of printer ink. They were all the 67 and 67 XL and $5, and there's probably like 6 in each one. So huge money maker. $5 a bag. This set sold for $40 for the 2 of them. Free shipping, but I'm going to just put it in a poly mailer. It won't be more than $5 to ship these. Double check the expiration. These are November 24 and June of 23. They will still sell expired, so don't let that deter you, but you won't get as much for it. So I always put the expiration on there and let the buyer decide what they're going to do with it. Okay, then quick teaser. This is my biggest sale of the day, so stay tuned for that. All right, we got a mug. Hashtag mug life. I pick up mugs just because my original, if you know me, I talk about it a lot. The very first videos I watched of a reseller was Gary Vaynerchuk and his trash talk videos, hashtag mug life, and it just always stuck in my head. So he picks up mugs and flips them all the time, or at least does for his trash talk series. So I paid $1 for this guy, and he sold for $23 plus shipping. It's a cute Tigger mug. It's like a 3D pop-out design, good condition. Disney store. I'm picky on my mugs. I want to stick with Starbucks, Anthropologie, Disney store, kind of higher end mugs. I better look at them. Okay, we've got a vacuum part, Bissell vacuum. This one is brand new in his box. I paid $1 and he sold for 12 bucks. So, little guy, but super easy to ship. I might even be able to get him into just a little flat rate poly, so he's only $8 to ship. Okay. This was a Goodwill goof. Hoka's Serious Bolo. These slides, I've actually sold them before. These are in really good condition. And I paid $5 at Goodwill, and they sold for 38 bucks. Yeah, Hoka. Watch for the slides, the shoes. It's just a really good brand, and they're super comfy. I put them on for a minute, and they're like walking on clouds. So comfy. Hard not to keep them, but they're not my style. Okay, so second to the best, runner-up, best sale of the day, goes to silverware. Okay, I call it silverware. It's flatware. It's not made of silver. Did you know that? I always called silverware, even when it's not made of silver. It's just silverware to me. Like, it's silver in color, so. All right, so these are Twin Star. Make sure I grab the right ones. Yeah. Twin Star, Oneida Community stainless flatware. Whole set of it here, and this whole set sold for $110. I'm in it, I think 20 is what I had written down. So 20 bucks into over 100. Oneida is my Bolo silverware brand. Anytime I find Oneida, I grab it if the price is right. So that was a good find. And now the best one of the day goes to this Garmin. I picked up a bunch of Garmins, really high-end, super nice ones at I think it was an estate sale. The prices ranged, and what was funny at the sale is some of the ones that they had priced at like $10 or $20 were the higher end ones, or $30. I paid $30 for this one, and some I was paying $50 and they were worth less, but I was thinking of it as the bulk buy. So I paid like $180, somewhere around there, $170, $180 for all these Garmins, but they were worth over $1,000. So this particular one, I paid $30, and it sold for $180. $180. So just look up GPSs. These little handheld ones, even the ones for your car are still worth money. So Garmin GPS is a serious bolo. All right, I think that's everything. So 8 sales on a random Wednesday, shipping these out Thursday morning. Hopefully you learned something. I wanted to start this with that life lesson. Hopefully that taught something. It definitely taught me something to make sure that, 1, double check your charges on your eBay account, and 2, make sure you're measuring everything correctly. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.